Hello Stalkers, in this video we're going to look at what makes Zona Modpack so special and so different from other modpacks in Stalker Anomaly. Zona was built from day one to be optimized, which means it's the most stable platform to play a modded version of Stalker Anomaly, best stability and also best performance. This means you will never crash, and loading from one part of the map to another only takes 3 seconds. Whether it's models, textures, sounds and even scripts, Zona optimizes everything to give you the most smoothest and most stable survival experience. Zona version right now is 1.36 and it's over 450 mods and it's only 40 GB. You can play Zona on a budget PC or even on a Steam Deck, and you don't need to dedicate a whole drive just for one game, especially now with RAM prices and other hardware going up. Zona offers two profiles, one for low-end PCs and one for high-end PCs, with very similar graphics to Stalker 2. But Zona isn't just about performance, it's also about hardcore immersion. Zona has 5 pillars of difficulty. I like to call them the 5 pillars. It focuses on making the environment the primary antagonist. Unlike other modpacks that focus on combat difficulty or grind, Zona uses the environment system to keep you under constant pressure. Dynamic wind-driven radiation. Radiation isn't static, it shifts based on the wind and weather. You can't just memorize safe spots anymore. This means that radioactive zones can shift and stretch, making some safe areas unsafe. And you always need to look at the weather and wind direction in Zona. Toxic air. Certain areas or weather patterns make the air itself toxic and lethal, forcing you to manage gas mask filters and oxygen tanks carefully. Also, underground locations can't be explored without the right gear and without having an oxygen tank. Cold system. You must manage your body temperature. Freezing to death is a legitimate threat during the nights or even storms, and now Zona version 1.36 also introduced the freak weather, where snowstorms can hit the zone, causing temperatures to plummet down. Dynamic anomalies. Anomalies change location after blowouts, making traveling to the same location difficult. Also, some anomalies can phase in and out of existence, which can make every forward step your last. And the last pillar is equipment management and survival. You simply just don't reload, you must manually load bullets into your magazines and manage them into your outfits. Magazines can be bought, found and even crafted with tools that you find uniquely in Zona. There are limits on how many magazines you can carry on you, but you can also wear extra chest rigs and pouches to increase this limit, customizing your loadout however you like. There is also a hardcore difficulty progression called Desperation, which simulates a recession in the zone. You won't find much scraps lying around anymore with this particular mode on. Also, shops prices skyrocket and it makes it very difficult to gain any money and buy anything. Zona also uses the body and health system mod, which makes healing a lot harder but also very realistic compared to Stalker Anomaly. The firefights in Zona are intense and also feel very realistic. There's no bullet sponge and enemy die in just a few hits, but you can also die in a few hits. It's just a very fair system. Low caliber bullets can take out an enemy that are not wearing any helmets, and the physics have been worked so enemies just don't drop down, but you'll see them stagger down. Zona also has a vast variety of weapons, up to 250 plus weapons that all have 3D scopes and come with inspection animations and mark checking animations. So you can check how many bullets you have left inside your loaded magazine. We also have our own custom weapon pack that are unique to Zona. Weapons and equipment have to be maintained and cared for. You have to clean their parts and sometimes replace the parts that break with time or use. 3D scopes can be also adjusted to be far or close to your screen, and some sites have special reticles that can be color switched, and also you can switch the type of reticles. And there will be a lot more features in the future. Zona also has an aim fatigue system and realistic recoil system, so be very careful. Also, Zona has its own AI combat, overhaul and stealth system. You won't need any extra mods, enemies don't have X-ray vision and can't always shoot you through vegetation. Mutants in the zone have been reworked and some of them have been nerfed. This is because some mutants had some auto-aim style attacks. Zona also has nocturnal mutants, which makes dangerous mutants roam and seek prey at night, including wolves. And during the day, you can also encounter deer and elk. Zona has a very streamlined classes mod which allows you to choose a role in the zone if you wish so. This makes the game feel a little bit like a light action RPG experience, allows you to customize and specialize your character rather than being a jack of all trades. Now let's talk about the crafting system in Zona. The crafting system is massive in Zona. You can build homemade weapons or assemble weapons from scrap. Bullets can be crafted using black powder, and they can also be packed into paper boxes, which allows you to have less cluttering in your stashes and your inventory. You can also craft outfits, masks, and even gas mask filters, and much more. Even tools can be crafted, so if you're very unlucky, you can still find a way to build these tools. A lot of people ask me if Zona is atmospheric, and Zona uses the advanced weather cycles that aren't just visual, they are also dynamic. From breathtaking sunsets to cold and grey, rainy days, and thick fog and heavy mists. Zona has many different types of weather presents, and each present has its own dynamic cycle. It can be sunny, and then after a few hours you will see the weather slowly change, and you will see some rain coming down. You have to remember that the rain and the wind also affects the toxic air and the radiation spots in Zona. But don't worry about the weather, you can also build your own custom hideout. Zona has the Hideout mod system, which allows you to build your own hideout and live in the zone. You can build anywhere, and Zona has a huge amount of furniture and structures that you can craft and build. You can also place water pumps near your hideout, and speaking of water, don't forget that in Zona you can build your own campfire and boil and clean your own water, and also cook with spices. Last but not least, let's talk about the game modes that Zona has. You can play story mode, free mode, warfare mode with story mode, and also survival. There is also ZCP survival, but that's for another video. Zona also has a ton of new missions which you can do using the interactive PDA or the taskboard panel. Warfare mode is also very fun and very stable to play. We are planning to add also a main storyline in Zona, and we also have a ton of custom missions. It has been less than a year, look what we managed to achieve. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about Zona, make sure to write them here below in the comments, and make sure to subscribe, hype, and also like this video, and also share this with your friends. It will help a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.